a YouTube booktube. How about that? This is Pumpkin, and we're coming back with some fiction. Um, I already have Moby Dick. I haven't read it yet, shamefully, but I picked up this. I forget the year on this edition here from the Library of Literature, the Fobbs Merrill Company, and this is fifth printing, 1964. But the reason I got this one is it's actually edited and annotated with an introduction by Charles Fiedelson Jr. I don't know who that is. But I was reading some of the annotations. I thought they sounded really interesting. And the typeset in print is actually better than the editions I do have. And I think with some reinforcement, this binding book will hold up for quite a while longer. So, great find for $1, I think. Pumpkin, what is going on? Next is Madame Bovary. This is a Norton Critical Edition. I already have this. I have a standard paperback, and so I let this go for the first couple of days, hoping someone else would pick it up. But there it was on the last day, towards the end. So I'm a sucker for the Norton Critical Editions. If you're not familiar, they're generally well annotated and have essays in the back of what is going on, all different style of all different topics and stuff. So if you really enjoy the book, these are a great way to go. Printing quality is always very nice, as is the paper. Pumpkin. Next, after that, we have this one's by Philip Jose Farmer. This is from his World of Tears series. I used to see Farmer's books a lot in the 90s, which is when I read them the most. And I'm pretty sure I even had this at some point. But I don't see Farmer much anymore. Really rare, to be honest with you. So even though this is probably smack in the middle of his series, I picked it up anyway. I enjoy Farmer. He wrote some wild books. Next is the Hawkline Monster by Richard Brodigan. I've only read one book by Richard Brodigan. There's our author back here. I read In Watermelon Sugar back in the 90s. That was a very strange book. I don't remember everything from it. I just remember being, it's a basic one of the acid trip books. So I thought this would be interesting and pretty cool that it's a hardback edition. I don't come across his books very often. Next is Heat by Ed McBain. Now this is really pretty thin and based on the font and stuff here. I think we're stretching out a novella into a novel form, but whatever. It's a really nice shape for one of these editions. There's our author there. And I'm pretty sure I got this one for $1. Whenever I hear McBain, I always think of the way it's said on The Simpsons. McBain. Oh, that's a different one. Next we have, let's get some paperbacks here. Shatner. Speaking of Simpsons, I just saw one where Shatner's Tech War was one of the banned book right next to Henry Miller's Sexus and some other typical ones. I guess there's a little joke there. But yeah, Tech War, really nice shape for the paperback. Pumpkin, what is going on? Next up, one by Louis L'Amour. This is The Last of the Breed, paperback edition. I thought this was really nice. Usually when I find his books, they're all beat up. And next is John Toland's Gods of War. And it's a World War II historical fiction. I'm not crazy about the quality. The pages are well tanned and all that, and the print quality is not terribly strong. But I don't think I've come across this before. If I have, it must have been pretty beat up. Toland is generally known for his nonfiction, and I seem to recall seeing a big set on Hitler. Multiple volumes, if I'm recalling right. But anyway, I thought this looked interesting. And next is we did mention Henry Miller earlier. I did pick up Tropic of Cancer. This one I left the price tag on because I could just tell that's just got a damage to cover. It's got a paper. There's not much of a finish on. It's only a mild gloss finish on this. It's got just damage to cover. This is a UK edition. Really clean, nice shape. I haven't read Miller in years, and just flipping through the pages, I'm just like, oh, it's gonna be interesting. I suspect I enjoyed it more when I was about half my age now, so I don't know how it will go at my age. But I'm pretty sure I'm older than he was when he wrote this, or close to it. And finally on the fiction, we got this whopper by James Michener. This is Caribbean. And there's our author there. And look at that. And speaking of Simpsons, I'm reminded of the when the joke where they go to the bookstore and outside there's a sign that says Michener by the pound, and that's why. Because all his books, or most of his books, particularly when he focused on the Caribbean or Texas or Poland, whatever, they're all about this big, or sometimes even bigger. This one's an almost new condition, which is really rare, I find. And there's some. Do we have it here real quick? Of course, I can't find it quickly. There's a bookmark in here. The person, if that's where they left off, it's they didn't get too far into the book, but there's like little chapter illustrations here. I thought those were really nice. So yeah, Michener. Where are we at of time? Okay, real quick, we'll get on back to a bit of nonfiction here, but something different. We got Peter. I got these on the last day. I don't know how I missed them, but I got these really cheap. These are the Peterson Guide to Birds of Texas, which is where I'm at on this very. You can't hear it, but it's a very windy, chilly day, which is our first chilly day. I'm not seeing much bird action in the backyard. I did see one dove brave the water dish that I maintain out there for them. I have multiple water dishes out there for the birds and the squirrels. But the birds love coming by and taking a bath, especially when we were very busy when they were traveling even further south for the winter recently. And this is a very big volume here. This is Sibley's Guide to Birds and National Audubon Society. I mean, I got this for like 50 cents. Unbelievable. But this is just, look at that. So, yeah, I was pretty stoked to find that. Not a really, like a birder per se, but I do enjoy seeing them in the backyard, and I love the artwork. I've always loved the, Audubon artwork. And this one, to me, this was the big score. This is a beautiful hardcover edition. I can't believe this was there, and it's almost like new. Cover price sticker on the back is $20, and I mean, just look at that. We got this. Why I was never given a book like this when I was a kid, I do not know. I was very interested in insects and biology and such, and artwork. I drew a lot. I would have drawn just about everything from this. So this is a beautiful one to have. So not too bad. And I think that's most of it. There was one. Oh no, sorry. Oh my gosh, there's always. How am I on time? Okay, I gotta stop right now. We'll come back again.